Good evening. Sorry. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Yes, your eyes have not deceived you. It is not 7 a.m. Central. It is 6:30 p.m. Central. P as in P. PM. I had a lot of people asking about if everything was all right, and everything's fine. I put up a video of our little bit of branches in the yard Monday after our storm. I guess Springfield got hit pretty decent. We had 15,000 people without power. Obviously, we got power, for now. Knock on wood. Um, it's been a very busy week so far, and it's only Tuesday. A lot going on in the dispatch and brokerage world, but we won't talk about that just yet. Um, a lot going on personally as well. So, but we decided we go live tonight because I don't think I'll be live in the morning. I don't, because I've got loads to find, and trucks come first. So this YouTube fame, as little as minute as it is, like that little right there, is insignificant compared to what I'm really put on this earth for, and that's to help people out. So good evening. If I accidentally say good morning, I'm not drinking, I'm not high or anything. It's just out of habit because 90% of my life eats have been in the morning. I am drinking this Bella V. It's sparkling water, unflavored sparkling water. It's very refreshing. That's what I've been drinking. So Jackknife says it's not about the fame, it's about helping others. Well, I don't know if I help other people, but as long as in my head I think I am, I think that's all that matters, right? Just kidding. No, if I help you, fine. If not, if I annoy you, then I'm sorry. It can't be helped. I am me. I am what I am. Didn't Popeye say that? And I am what I am. So, probably. I mean, we could go over some low board stuff, but I'll tell you the struggles that I've had this week so far. Even though it's only Tuesday evening, no one's answering their dang phones or emails. That's the problem I'm having this week. So, but anyways, let's look at the comments here. We got 35 people in here. I appreciate every single one of you, including the haters. Southbound Packner, what's up? With both feet, good morning. Look at you go. Look at you do that. Jackknife TV first. If you see a ghostly image behind me, it's just a wife. She's making dinner right now. What's going on, Snorelord? Says Speed Shifter 1981. 1981 was such a good year. That was the year that we moved to Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. My name is Nobody. Good evening. Jason. I saw on Facebook that your leg was amputated. I mean, ran over. And man, what happened, dude? What are you doing? Was it a skiing accident? But my prayers out to you, my friend. I hope you get better and hope it's not affecting your. I mean, I'm sure it's affecting your driving. You probably can't even get in the truck, right? So if you need anything, holler, right? Upside Down Tuesday. That's a good name for it. Good evening, Mr. Steve. What say you? CDN, I have some news for you, but I will tell you privately. My coffee is bubbly. Doodah. Same here. I've got the narcissist glass going on, and I've got my bubbly seltzer water in here. Another reason why I didn't go live yesterday is because I've been fighting these allergies, so I've been having this nasty cough. Like in the mornings. Like right now I'm fine, but like it was getting pretty stupid. Ask anybody who's talked on the phone with me the last couple of days, like, dude, you all right? So and I struggled with it Saturday during my live feed on the OG channel. Wimpy McPope Man with a million excuses, Duncan Run. Not first, but I'm here, says Tom. Good to see you. Tom's the reason why I went live. He was worried about me as well. James G, what's up? Uh, hope you're doing all right. Living the dream. I hope you are living a dream. Rockin' Robin Truckin', hi. I had a dream, Wimpy McPope. Um, I'm gonna call you WMM for short. Um, when I had a dream last night that something symbolizing my truck burned down. Either that or YouTube. I think it might have been YouTube. I don't know. But Rock and Ramen, what's up? Desert Oakley Pam, good evening. Another one who was worried about me. I appreciate you. Sterling says, "Who's this guy? Not the guy that you spent an hour and a half on the phone with earlier." Pigtail, what's up? Snorelord Storm Chaser. Little Viking Coach. I'm going to call you old school name here. Here's the deal, man. If I was rich, and I didn't have to work for a living, I would wholeheartedly be a storm chaser. I would love it. I would love, love, love it. Tornadoes don't scare me. Hail doesn't scare me. Hurricanes, I've never been in hurricanes, so it might scare me. But I would love to do that. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, no fear. Like I can't do heights, but I can drive into a tornado. It's not about the fame, it's about helping others. Or at least I make it seem that way. But since I'm failing at the fame part, I got to do something right. I haven't forgotten about Pack the Car, still interested. Um okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. Apparently we had a conversation, I don't remember. You're famously helping people. I don't know about famously, but I try to help when I can. Misery loves company. Pale Rider, what's up? I Pale Rider's been a machine here with the YouTubes. So at least you don't have lettuce. I heard that you have a lot of lettuce. Um, yeah. So Speed Shifter with the super chat. Thank you very much. $9.99. I seriously thought you dyed your beard green, but your green screen was glitching, right? No, we're not a beard dye guy. I dyed. Look, when I was 20 years old, I dyed my hair black. That was a huge mistake. It was cool the first 2 days. My dad almost punched me because he didn't recognize who I was. But when the roots started to show, it was horrible looking. I looked like a black metal teenage reject is what I looked like a teenage reject that wanted to be in Marduk and failed miserably. That's what I looked like. So give me brokers aren't answering their emails or phones. I had that happen at the end of 2018 into 2019, like they just gave up on the spot market. You mean don't call your wife a ghost, call her an angel. She is an angel. So LOL, yes, I got ran over by a motor case. I'm still working. Okay, I'm glad you're still working. That's good. When I busted my leg, I couldn't work for a month. Jason saw Taylor Swift gifted her 50 drivers $100,000 bonuses. Wow. Dude, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. Holy moly. Wow. I'm driving. Man, I'm doing the wrong part of the business here. Is what I'm doing. Yeah, I saw that. Pee Wee Herman died. That was very sad. I didn't realize he was 70 years old. Like, did you guys know he was 70 years old? I mean, I guess that's what happens when you know, play the character he does. Now the latest Pee Wee movie was kind of on that, but the original Pee Wee Herman movie is awesome. I remember when he had that TV show on HBO. It was more adult oriented. Um, but yeah, that was crazy. I didn't realize he was 70 years old, but yeah, so that's a sad thing, man. A lot of our stuff from our childhood. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Wimpy, but A lot of stuff from our childhood and our growing up, man, is disappearing. Got one of my trucks sold and sent off with its new owner a few minutes ago. Good deal. Glad that process is over. Off to Mexico it goes. It's funny how the Mexicans buy a lot of our trucks. I think Pale Rider has sold 3 trucks to Mexicans every time he's paid one off. Now, here's where I met Tom first, right? So I knew Shane from Green Miles. I knew that crew, right? But he was in Kenworth. Because remember, Tom, you had that Kenworth T680 that gave you a lot of issues. And I remember you were pitching a storm because of what they were charging, what they were trying to fix. And that's how I met you. And I told Shane, hey, I met one of your drivers today. He was over at Kenworth. He goes, yeah, we hate PACCAR. And it was funny. So that's how I met Tom. So I wonder if that's true, Pigtail. If so, that's awesome for those drivers, right? What about spiders? What about spiders? So I don't get it. Who could forget Large Marge, right? Large Marge, the most infamous trucking story out there. Great story there. Total Tour grossed $1 billion, and she set aside $5 million for 50 Class 8 drivers. Wow. I'm gonna take a second to absorb that. It grossed $1 billion. Now I'd like to see what the net is, but still, in these times where a lot of metal bands are canceling their tours because the cost is too much, because of fuel and logistics and all that. Man, that's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Working on a crazy story now out of Canada. Well, them Canadians are always crazy. Um, yeah, Jason's like, yeah, I'm happy for those drivers. Forwarding an email that may be of help to your skateboard contacts. Oh, okay, thank you. This is a great surprise, says Shannon. Good deal. Every time I drove by the dinosaurs in Cabazon, California, it made me think of Pee Wee's Big Adventure. That place is iconic because of that movie. That's true. You know what's funny is one of the first trips I took in a truck with my dad, we stopped at that truck stop because he knew I'd like that because of the dinosaurs. And so when I saw it on Pee Wee's Big Adventure, I was like, that's awesome. I've been there. I've done that. You know, that was pretty cool. So yeah, those dinosaurs are awesome. Hit the like, says Shannon. Pee Wee won the bass fishing tournament. He was the masturbator. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you were naming off phobias. Yeah. High anxiety is the only one I got. I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm not afraid of snakes. I was working in the yard Sunday and this spider about this big, like said, yo, dude. And I just like, dude, get away. Um, I don't think there's any animal creature that gives me the heebie jeebies. Well, I take that back. Ocean creatures do. I don't swim in the ocean. I've been in the ocean. I used to live in Hawaii. And I got stung by a jellyfish. So a big flip of the bird to all ocean life. So, and lake life. Lakes, I mean, go to the Bass Pro in Springfield and you'll see this alligator gar the size of a Volkswagen. Don't believe me? Ask Pigtail. He saw it. PACCAR or pack the car? Okay. Oh yeah, I remember telling you about the PACCAR thing. Okay. Yeah, I kind of hate PACCAR too. I don't know. We'll see if the naked to 100,000 now with no problem. If we make it to 100,000 with no problems. I doubt it. Ketchum 63 Snow, did you take your cat to the vet yet? I just got done taking my 2 cats. Rough stuff. They were not happy. Yes, I took him last week. His eye is fine, and I gave him treats when he came home, so he doesn't hate me anymore. So you're right, LVC. It is about the net. It's about the net. Tell Large Marge sent you. I bet you do, living out there in the West Coast in the left side there. So, but Yeah, so it's been a crazy couple of days. Ryan Peterson, Nick Weber is Taylor Swift tour. Look him up. Okay. Um, there was recently a like one of these dark arts circuses in town in Springfield. They had their trucks all decked out with these expensive wraps. My wife and kid went and saw the Lion King play. I think they had about 20, 30 trucks. And they were all like custom painted and all that. Man, y'all stop hating on the pack car. I'm rolling down the road with one with 862,000 miles on it, still running strong. I know, Gary. I'm okay with PACCAR. Like the new ones are screwing up, but I have a 2014, so it did kind of cost me a lot of money the full year I was running last time I was running. So Pigtail's got a link up to the Facebooks article on Taylor Swift. Oh, okay, cool. I don't do Cummins no more. I stuck with the Detroit. Yeah, you and Shane are fans of those Detroits. I don't have any experience with them. My CDL school truck was a Detroit, and that was it. That was a '97 FLD. At the time that I bought my first truck, I was going to buy a Freightliner, and Arrow Trucks had approved me for a loan, and all the Freightliners for the same year and same amount of miles were $10,000 and $20,000 more than the Internationals and the Peterbilts with the Cummins in them. Well, I don't do international, so I got the Peterbilt 387. So I had one as a company driver, and I liked it. I liked the size of it. I thought, well, if I make the payments, I probably have to live in this thing, so I want as much room as possible. So, trucking with T-Bone. Good evening, Chicken Man. There are only 34 trucks on the tour I'm on. Only 34. I've had real good luck with it, right? LBC says T-Bone. If you do the proper maintenance and run the piss out of it, then PACCAR engines are your friend. I know carriers that have better luck with the PACCARs over the Cummins. Like, and here's my philosophy on engines. Okay, you do you. These arguments on what's a good engine and what's not are invalid to me because to me they're all structured the same. The maintenance programs are structured the same. The planned failure rates are about the same. He who has the best warranty wins. I don't care if it's a Cummins, Volvo, International, PACCAR, Navistar, whatever. And a friend of mine told me that his carrier had bought 30 of them and 6 of them had blown engines within the first year. And Daniel Adami, everybody knows, his engine kind of went kaput. Warranty covered the engine, but it didn't cover his downtime. So, but mine's still going strong. Knock on wood. It's got 700,000 miles on it. I've got every single repair that's ever been done since mile one in this book. That's about yay thick. So, yes, new ones are horrible. They have injector issues that PACCAR knows about. It's failing to do a recall on Yeti's truck. Has been down for almost 2 months now. Wow. I'm glad Yeti's doing good. Like somebody did a video or something talking. He brought up Yeti's name, and I wondered if something happened to him. It just turns out it was stupid drama stuff. Taylor Swift handed out $100,000 bonuses to truck drivers. Okay, yeah. So you're sharing the story that you were talking about earlier. Funny you mentioned Chicken Man. I'm about to try and splint the leg of one of the guineas. Yeah, Jose has a pack on it. It's 11. It is. It really is. What I love about it is it's been decent on fuel mileage. It's been decent on maintenance. What I don't like about it is when something does go, it's more expensive and you have to go to a dealership for the engine and computer components. Luckily, I live near a dealership that I trust. But I mean, dude, I've been using Kenworth for the last. See, when did I buy that truck in 2017? A lot of people have left, so I'm trusting them less and less. I trust you guys might think I'm a nice guy, but I trust hardly no one. To be honest with you. So just keep that in mind. And mechanics are high on that list. Wow, blue hole in the block. That's funny. It's incredible. What happened to Red Chicken? I heard he was run over by a pack car crossing the road. If you're going bankrupt, it really doesn't matter which road you take. Really? Yep, that's true. That is true. I know during COVID, manufacturing years have issues. Yeah, know a guy with a 1-year-old Freightliner motor went bad. That's why I don't sell the truck just yet, because I think I have a better chance of making it with that than buying something new. If I had to get back in the truck and run it full time, I would just stick this one out and hope that I can find the parts. Because stuff that was made during the COVID shutdowns, man, that's no bueno on those, man. I agree. I don't care what brand you're doing. So, flatbed, what's up? Yeah, you're talking about someone that's so dumb he put engine oil in the power steering. Oh, no telling what he put in that motor. Well, the warranty did pay it regardless. I want a newer one, but I'm waiting. Yeah, you must wait, Tom. You must wait. So, I think the cat wants out. So, but yeah, so things are going pretty good this week. I've noticed something with the rates. Nobody is hardly budging on some of the loads I've called. Now I've made some. It's interesting the games that they're playing this week. Um, they'll turn around and say we got none more to give, and then they'll turn around and call you back and give you $200 more. So they're trying to keep the rates down. They're trying to keep them down because, in my opinion, I think we've hit bottom. It just depends on how long we dwell here. Now, fuel's gone up, so so fuel charges might be going up a little bit. Fuel surcharges might be going up a little bit, so that might change rates a little bit. But beyond that, I'm still sticking. A lot of stuff I booked has not hit a low board, and it's good paying stuff. I know that sounds impossible, but it is possible. So a lot of the stuff, like Shannon's on one of those loads right now. So my local truck mechanic recommends Pete and Kenworth with the Cummins International buries the engine, making repairs more difficult. So therefore, upping the labor time. Right. My 2023 has a Packard motor and the ejectors clogged up at 19,000. Yeah, I believe many people have the similar story, including Jackknife. I know I think he actually approached Packard up in Matt's. They gave him some lame excuse. Peterbilt, if you're thinking about selling it, just put someone in it. I know you only trust Pale Rider, but there's got to be someone half as good as Pale Rider. Man, would you want to drive at LVC? You want to come up to Missouri and hang out? I trust you, man. I trust a guy who wears a mask. Maybe find a mechanic before finding a truck, right? Look, that's something a lot of people don't talk about. So when people call me and say, "Hey, what kind of truck should I get?" I can't tell them that because it depends on the shop. Let's talk business for a minute, okay? This is no longer screwing around. When you're looking for a truck, some of the elements you have to look at is how are the shops around your area? Maybe the Freightliner shop in the area is better than the Kenworth shop in your area. Look at the reputation of the mechanics. Because if you have a warranty and you're depending on the warranty to make the repairs at a dealership, you got to know these dealerships. A box of donuts or boxes of pizza at lunchtime go a long way. I've done it, and it worked wonders for me. Not at Kenworth here in Springfield, but another shop I use with my old truck. Okay, so that's consideration number one. What are the shops like in your area? Number two, what does your truck need to do? Does it need to be fuel efficient or does it need power? Are you buying it for looks or are you buying it because it's just a tool? So those factors can, you know, can make, can have a play in something, right? Um there's so you got to consider that. Sorry, I was distracted with the text. And also, what's comfortable? If you're going to have to be on the road for weeks at a time, you want something that's comfortable as well. Comfortable to drive, um, comfortable to sleep in. You can fit your stuff in it okay. Um, but in the end, and then fuel mileage, of course. If you want a fancier truck, you might have to sacrifice fuel mileage. If you want awesome fuel mileage, you might have to sacrifice some room or some looks, right? Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Sorry, had to do a text. Um, if you go to a dealership, they're going to try to test each injector one by one after they clean it. Just have a good heart-to-heart talk with them. Yeah, no sleepers for you. I'm still maintaining 3.8 to 425 all miles. Good deal. Why is yellow at 360 per share when it was 44 cents just the other day? Who knows? Who knows? TC. It's yeah. Government going to bail out yellow probably. I don't know, man. 30,000 drivers are going to lose their jobs. TC because investors know that they're coming back under a different name as a non-union company like Consolidated Freightways did. That's probably true. The people in the know are going to know, right? Cool Trucking, what's up? The shops near me in Tampa are clueless to work on my truck. I go up to Wichita for repairs when I need to. I understand that. I've got a friend of mine with a Peterbilt. He won't go to the Peterbilt here in Springfield. He goes to Joplin. So LVC is being yelled at by Thomas. Yes, we are at the bottom because $400 from Tampa to Atlanta is nuts, right? Atlanta should pay a bonus. I agree with that. There was a time where the Atlanta market was really good, so it was easy for me to get my multiple stops that don't hit the low boards because they paid better. Nowadays, it's just you're just getting it because it pays better than the other stuff. So, if anyone buys a rig based off of anything other than the stereo, it's basically a risky business person. I the Peterbilt, I ended up putting a different stereo in it. A friend of mine helped me, and then the Kenworth didn't have a bad stereo, although it would reset every now and then. So I had to constantly mess with the EQ. I don't know. I like having a Bluetooth stereo. When I was at Schneider, um, you weren't supposed to be using a headset. You weren't supposed to be, talking. and so I would use the speaker thing if I had to talk to somebody. So we are not at the bottom. Unfortunately, diesel is heading back up due to OPEC reductions. Yeah, I noticed that. Was it you, Pigtail, that was telling me that you saw a 60-cent increase in some places? But the low boards are being kind of bipolar. So let's go to DAT for a second. Like everybody's like, you know 123 low board, yeah. I use the DAT as well. And let me log in here. Do. The worst thing about that is I gotta, we factory through Thunder Funding, so I gotta check every broker pretty much. A lot of brokers that have their own apps aren't posting it on DAT anymore. Like for example, JB Hunt and TQL do not post on 123 low board. So let's look at load ratios right now. Now they're going to be kind of low because it's the evening. But I always go to this first. If it will pop up. I guess not. Can you guys see that at all? No. Okay. Do. There it goes. There. There's your load ratios. Look at Alaska. Alaska's got 3 loads going in and 3 coming out. California is on fire still. I think literally too. 738 in, 1063 out. This is for van. Let's look at Missouri. 161, 398. So a lot of these lopsided markets is where the brokers are being bipolar. Ohio still looks good. New York. Virginia is surprisingly not too bad, although the rates wouldn't reflect that. Wisconsin, Wyoming, yeah, but Wisconsin's not bad. So, I mean, these numbers are different because it's evening, but that's kind of what's going on. Man, YouTubes are going nuts. Nobody important. All right. On the YouTube notifications. All right. So there's the DAT. And then, when you do the 123 here, I've been using these features here of the load alerts. Like I'm looking for a specific load. I've got a notification of one. The other feature I've been using is the messaging. Like here. Here's the load availability map. And this won't change much for tomorrow, but a little bit more yellow where it's usually red. So let's do van here. Just like the DAT. And notice it's usually the same states that have the ratios, the volumes. Colorado is yellow, so that means there's some uptick in freight coming out. That's posting on the 123 low board. Now that's the thing with soft markets is just because it's a decent like number wise, it doesn't mean that they're gonna give you the rate that you're looking for. So you got to be aware of your rates. Here's Tempe to Edwardsville. They're asking for $1.65 a mile, 24.50. Cargo Chief says you can probably get it around $3,000. Now here's the cool thing. Check this out. So let's say I'm interested in this load, but I'm busy making phone calls. So click on message, and it's already got all this information, and you just click, hey, is this still available? And then they'll send you a thing that has all the information. The times it picks up, what rate. You can negotiate. I booked a couple of loads this way with Like Trucking. I can't do that with the outside carriers. obviously because this is tied to this carrier. But yeah, that's a cool feature. So, um, but yeah, here's all there's a bunch of these Tempe to Edwardsville that Circle Logistics have. Notice how that changes though. This one's $1.52. This one's $1.65. This one's $1.65. $1.52. So why is that? Why is there a difference? So let's look at the $1.52 one. Does the cargo chief change on that one? No, it still says $3,000. So, and if you want to know, ask them nicely. Hey, how come this one is less than this one? Is this the same load? It has the same weight. So, and if they go, well, this one's got a weird pickup time, I'm like, okay, well, my weird pickup times cost this much more. There's 100 ways you can do that. So, but these are better rates than I usually see out of Phoenix. Now here's one, 69 cents. That's a LTL. Obviously. And I never put anybody in a dollar market, you know, unless they specifically ask to, which is happens on occasion, right? For what it's worth, consensus seems to be first quarter 2024 for small rebound. Yeah, I think we're going to dwell here for a minute. It'll be interesting to see what volumes do with the Christmas rate. That's shipping now, by the way. So I agree. Pigtail says Thomas. What do older stereos default to the Weather Channel? Waking up to loud static is irritating. I don't know. Mine never did that. Right now, the brokers are bipolar. Yes, they all are. What company did Consolidated come back as LVC? Charles, what's up? I had dinner with Charles the other day. He and I hung out. Then he got to watch me try to book loads and stuff. Conway, the next PO. As for the on-highway diesel fuel prices, the EIA expects this commodity to average $3.90 per gallon in this year and $3.62 per gallon in 2024. The May STEO showed. Now I have no idea what you're talking about. Averaging $4.11 per gallon in 2023. So a lot of technical talk there. Consolidated Freightways developed Freightliner for their own use in-house. I didn't know that. Dang, I got to pick between you and Wilburner. I didn't realize Wilburner was live. So if you see him, tell him I'm sorry. I just got out bid on that $400 load. That's the other thing. A lot of drivers are not sticking to their guns. And so when they're able to book these loads at these lower rates, they're going to do it. So sometimes it's a case of how long can you hold out? How desperate are you? And some people believe in keeping the truck moving at all times, and other people believe that you got to sit for 2 days to wait for the best rate. There's a middle ground, though. You need to be able to hold out, but you don't want to be like sitting for 3 days either. So Colorado does lie. Just imagine the total fuel used in one day and the money spent by everyone. Crazy. Yep, absolutely. I think it was Nevada that he goes through. He said that his truck was going through $5,000 of fuel in a week, or was it a month? No, that was a week. 19% of vehicles taken out of service during 2023's biggest truck inspection blitz. I read that, Pigtail, and it goes to what I was saying last year, that as people are struggling, they're either paying themselves or they're paying the truck. They're not doing both. And obviously they're paying themselves because the trucks are getting not maintained. And so that's where you get that 19%. And, look, when you got, ever since the application of e-logs, they got to get you somehow. And so vehicle inspections went up. People are not investing in maintaining their equipment, right? I just said that. Peak oil is probably the reason everyone's going electric, but where's all that electricity coming from? Coal. 1 in 5 trucks out of service seems really high. LVC Consolidated started Conway many years ago before. So how they went under, you don't know what you're talking about. So now we're arguing. Double brokered lettuce loads pay great. Just saying. It's nice going out west and losing all the traffic and road construction. Yes, I agree with that. My runs to Salt Lake were some of my favorite. That's why I don't load out of Florida no matter what, right? And you unload yourself thinking exercise. In this heat, that must have been awesome. Nah, look, Don, I appreciate that you like the load, but here's the deal, man. I'm not a bragger. Because in the past, it's bit me in the butt. Am I like brag is a form of pride, and pride comes before the fall. So I don't want to brag on anything I'm doing. I just do what I do, and you're a satisfied customer, and that's all that matters to me. I always think that I can do better, and that's what you want. You want somebody that's always pushing to be better. And that was one of those deals where it was bipolar. Everything else was going for about $600, and we got that for 1,000. So it was crazy. It just popped up. I was at the right place at the right time, and boom, got it. So, um, so yeah, it's. But I appreciate the compliment. So, but I'm not a bragger. Except when it comes to my guitar sound. I will brag about my guitar sound in my career. I will brag about that. Not my guitar playing, but my guitar sound. Hauling a winter commodity right now, Emerson heaters for water troughs. They killed the union, Thomas. Yellow taking a page out of their playbook. It will be the same executives. Way out of my loop, Cherokee, Iowa. Iowa's been, even though it's yellow on this map, it's been fairly decent. A lot of freight going into Iowa as well. Where did the 700 million go, Thomas? I want my tax money back. I got 100 more out of Denver last week for the same load I hauled in April. That's good. I'll shoot. I'll continue to brag. You can brag all you want. I appreciate it. Iowa's quite nice and off the main interstates, right? Thanks for a live feed. I will watch the rest of the replay. I have to go. All right, CDN. I know you're busy, dude. Yes, I agree with that, LVC. You do, yeah. I mean, Tom's a runner, man. I see what he posts, and he's a runner. He's always working. He never slows down. I know they bought trucks and trailers, paid some debt down. I don't really care. I got my pension. There you go. That's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Iowa's much better than what that map shows, and that's good. See, that's why you can't 100% count on these maps. I don't care if it's 123 DAT, Truck Stop, Truck Smarter, DOFT, DOFT. I don't care. Your needs, these maps do you no good if you have a specific need. Don, WCF Invader, loves to run a certain way. And he lives in one of the most, even a more perfect freight area than I do. And so he's able to accomplish things that someone living in, I don't know, Arizona or lives in North Dakota may not be able to accomplish, or in Florida. His authority's 3 years old, and he's doing very well. He's made adjustments. He's struggled just like everybody else. I've helped him out. I don't dispatch him full time. I'm basically an extra set of eyes when he can't look at the low boards. So sometimes I have to tell him, hey, I don't have time because I got these full time guys to take care of, or I got a safety issue I got to take care of, and he's cool with that. And that's how we work it. So I was just given a list of brokers that don't pay or have financial issues. I will send it to you via text or thank you, Mr. Charles. There's a company that Adam endorses, I highly recommend being on their list because they also have those same kind of lists. Um, how do you get okay? So if you're using the app, all you're going to get is this. You're going to get the density list. That's all you're going to get. Now, if you're using the website, then yes, that's how you get the maps. Lauren told me that they are working on the map for the app, but so the list, you just kind of look for the. Oh wait. Uh, so for the list, you kind of spot it, but that's why it looks different online versus on the app. I hear you, Chucky. Yellow Freight and Yellow Cab started by two brothers and went their separate ways. I didn't know that. Southbound, what would you say is the best area of the country to live in terms of freight? Missouri, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Texas. Now, Texas rates are generally usually low, but if you can just work inside Texas, which a lot of carriers do, which is why a lot of the rates are lower there, you have more competition in Texas, but you can always stay busy. There's always volume in Texas. And very rarely do you deal with extreme weather events, but Texas, Missouri, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, um, and maybe Georgia as far as volume goes. So, southbound Springfield, Missouri. Good to know. I subscribed to it yesterday. Good deal. Um, if things happen the way they might happen, you'll get a different code. Tom, how do you like the holsters? I love it. I've been using them. Um, the one for the Taurus has been great. That's been my summer carry because it's lighter. And then the one with the image of the armor of God, that's been one that I've been using on Sundays, and it's been great. Even though that particular one is not a great carry gun, it's a little bit big, but who cares? Do you know the name of the company he uses? Not off the top of my head, but it's in his descriptions. I think one of his videos. Let's see. Let me. Lane Axis. I've never heard of that, Robin. Yeah, don't move to Florida. Although we got a driver that lives in Georgia and he does pretty good, but he's willing to deadhead out of Florida. He's a hustler. Ryan Hall, y'all says we're going to have a bad winter, and I would probably believe him on that. So, but let me see what Chucky sent me here. If it's the same people, I didn't know there was a company called Creative Truck Lines in Springfield, Missouri. Huh, interesting. It seems like when we have a not really that hot summer, we get hammered in the winter. Well, look, weather's going to change, right? I mean, you know, whether you believe the global warming issue or not, it's invalid. The weather is the weather. Be prepared. In my truck, I have winter clothes and summer clothes in it all year long. It's a pain in the ass to deal with, but I deal with it because I've been caught off guard many, many times when I was driving. So, so I got tired of buying new coats because I didn't put the winter stuff in time, and I got tired of making shorts out of pants in the summertime. Yes, there you go with both feet. There you go. There you go, Chucky. That's the one you want. So, but again, not much on the spot market right now because obviously it's. But I want you guys to know. So there's the green states for van. Let's do reefer here. Now YouTube's going to make this yellow. Notice these states light up. Arizona turns yellow instead of green. Produce has slowed down in some areas, but it's increased in others. So it just depends on what's harvesting right now. And notice the southeast kind of gets a little bit slower. And I don't care. I don't know if it's a 1, 2, 3 low board specific thing, but West Virginia just doesn't have any freight out of it. Look at that. There's 6 outbound loads right now. Let's look at the DAT board. Let's look at West Virginia. 49 and 67. So I know that it's a struggle to get more than $2 out of West Virginia. I wish they'd bring back those pants that had the zipper for the lower part of the legs that could be removed to make them shorts. They might still make them. Should be a link in DIY's description. I think he gets a tiny percentage. He does. New Mexico still has onions around the hatch, but it's slowing. Tom, what about peanuts? I know that the only time I've only picked up ever 2 loads in my career out of New Mexico. One was peanuts. It was a peanut farm, but I was picking up peanut butter, and it went to the Moon Pie factory in Chattanooga. And it was funny because the receiving clerk, he was amazed that a truck could bring so much peanut butter from across the country. This guy was completely amazed by this process. I'm like, you're the receiving clerk. Where do all the? I mean, it was crazy. Like this dude was completely like blown away by the whole process. And then the other time was I take it back. There's 3. One was peanut butter, one was cotton, and the other one was copper. So those 3 things is what I pulled out of New Mexico. I've never done the pumpkins. Never done onions. What is moving refrigerated out of Carolinas? Well, let's take a look here. See if we can find something. Let's find the highest paying one. Here's $3.36 a mile. Probably going northeast. Yep, going to New York. Ooh, not New York City though. Doesn't have what the product is. There's a ag report on this. Yeah, so you can go to this reefer rates, and this link is right on the 123 low board, and it'll tell you what's shipping here. I don't know what any of these words mean. I very rarely have looked at this. I know CDN can tell me all about this. Okay, so here's the thing, and here's the so you got bananas, organic bananas, greenhouse, beans, blueberries coming out of Oregon and Washington. Blueberries, organic coming out of California, Oregon, Washington. So broccoli. So let's look up north. It's going by vegetables. So let's see if we see any North Carolina. I'm guessing that if I had to guess that a majority of the Carolinas is going to be processed meat. A lot of pork and turkey, a lot of pork and poultry, I guess I should say. Yeah, here's endives that come out of Mexico, or endives, however you say it. Fruits other, whatever that is. Saskatchewan, there's something. California. Here we go. Greens, so like turnips, probably. Mustard. That comes out of North Carolina. Miscellaneous berries. So yeah, this is a pretty cool feature. I'm not seeing any produce coming out of South Carolina. So yeah. So not much produce. So I'm gonna imagine it's probably meat. So there's a lot like another thing a lot of people don't realize, and I've dealt with this because I dispatch reefer trucks, but there's some packaging that has to be temperature controlled. There's some hazmat that has to be temperature controlled. Like you can't get too hot in the trailer. There's um like there are like fruit baskets. They might have to be kept at like 60 degrees or 50 degrees. They can't go in a van during the summer. There's a lot of packaging that would get messed up if, crayons can't sit in a hot van. So there's a lot of temperature control stuff that isn't necessarily food. A lot of people don't realize that. If you don't dispatch or deal with reefers, you wouldn't know that. My first list came from a manufacturer that received the list from a company that I have not looked into yet. We've seen onions eastbound on I-44 on flatbeds the last few days in Idaho. What commodities? Wow. I have a load of Jif peanut butter going to Walmart. There you go. Oregon and Washington should be popping soon for reefer. They already are. It's showing green in the reefer world. So if we go back to load availability, let's go to reefer here. There you go. Washington is green. So let's see what's coming out. I know I'm seeing a lot of apples. A lot of frozen fish comes out of this area as well. Doesn't have what it is. But I did notice that rates coming out of Washington have increased in both van and reefer. I know that. So all right. Guys, my dinner I think is ready. So um KT wants to know what's coming out of Thomasville, Georgia, dry. All right. Sorry, it took me my part of my screen blocks this, so Thomasville, Georgia. Thomas. Let's do it for tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Apply. 150-mile radius. Search for van. Let's see. The highest rate per mile, which is going to be most of your short haul stuff, is paying a lot of these $450, $300 loads, which if you're taking a day to do those are no good. But here we go. 1,100 to go to Florida. A lot of the best paying stuff's going to go to Florida, Colorado. Here's one, Manchester to Pearl, Mississippi. They're only at 750 on that though. So it depends on what your cost per day is. And then when you sort it by highest rate, highest paying loads going to Colorado for 3,400. Now check this out. You have Jacksonville to Cheyenne, $1.42, but you got Macon to Englewood, Colorado, 224. So they're higher than the average, and this Wyoming load is lower than the average. So let's take a look at this load here. Let's take a look at Englewood, Colorado. Oh, there's a second stop to it. That's why. That's why it's paying more. But you guys don't want to do multiple stop loads. There's no money in it. And they always post them on the low board. So don't do that. So not the best rates. Here we go. Vidalia to Plainfield, 205 a mile, 1450, 2 extra stops. So, but don't do that. Only losers do multiple drop loads. You don't want to do that. Save it for the suckers. I got to be careful. No one got my sarcasm with my depression video, so I don't want people to think I actually think that. So a lot of freight, dude. So let's sort it by age of the posting. So obviously these numbers are going to be high because it's after hours. So a lot of these are automatic postings. So they're going to post regardless if there's a broker in the office or not. And you'll see they're at the hour, right? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So the best time to look at this will be tomorrow morning, which I won't be live. So there you go. Who's going to run all winter at these rates? I'm going home. Could be a good resource for sure, says Agco. Got to go. I'll catch the replay. Thank you for everything, Snorelord. Still blown away that load you got me this week. If y'all need a dispatcher, no, don't hire me because I'm full now. That's the thing. I'm maxed out. Medication temp control. Yes, it's actually a legit thing. Peaches maybe. Gen C. Later, y'all stay safe. That's right. Unless you charge them LTL rates. I'm loving these multi-stops. Shh, Shannon, you hate them. You never want to do them again, right? Remember? Wink, wink. Come on now. Shannon is proof that there are loads that don't hit the low board that the brokers go to us first. And it's 3+ a mile for long miles. So Shannon's making it happen. I've got 2 drivers on this actually. So hoping to get 2 more if I can stage them right. So, but anyways, we've got some other things in the works that I will keep to myself for now. But regardless, thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry I haven't been live yesterday morning, and I will not be live tomorrow morning. I've got work to do. Drivers come first. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I appreciate every single person that's reached out to see if I'm okay. I'm fine. I have a bit of a cough. I have a couple of tree branches down. No big deal. There are people that have it way worse. I've got it better than I deserve. So with that being said, it is time for my crappy outro music. Peace.